from the book Self. Fears and insecurities come from many sources. The more you think of the long-term future, the greater your insecurities and fears will be. Live one day at a time and your fears will subside. This is the fundamental point. We have tendency to think of tomorrow, next week, next month. What would I do when I retire? More you think about future, then mind extends further and mind gets into the games and imagination and thinks about the worst thing that is happening. So first thing is, think about short-term future and whatever you need to do, finish it at that time. If you try to control your fears and insecurities, they will increase proportionately. If you lead a life of immorality and indulgence, you will have guilt and psychological fears. So here are 2 points. If you try to control your fears and insecurities, they will increase proportionately. What does it mean? That you stayed in your house, you never locked any door, you did not do anything. You felt safe. But a salesperson comes and shows about all the ways somebody can rob you. And they try to sell you security cameras. Then you start thinking. So more you think of insecurity, more you will get into the trouble. So fears will come. And what is happening with the media and all the exposure, fears are created. The greatest damage of 9/11 is the fear, not what happened. But so many possibilities with all the terrorists. They can have something hidden in the shoes, something in the liquid, something in the powder. So it wastes so much energy because of the fear. Years ago, they did not know anything about carjacking. There was no fear. But more and more we are exposed with all the movies and all the media. We think about so many ways fear comes. So you have fear using your computer. You have fear using your credit card. You can see how the fears develops. Then if you live immoral life and or indulgence and have guilt, you have greater psychological fears. So if you live moral life, you do your dharma properly, then you don't have anything to worry about. But when you do something wrong, you create guilt and some inner fear. So those who live immoral life or do something that is not in line or rhythm with nature, it produces problem. Those who live the life in line with dharma. Dharma means harmonious living with nature, or yama and niyamas of yoga. Fears and insecurities are the product of a restless mind. Fear exists in duality. If you become self-centered and selfish, the world outside may threaten you. If you become selfless and serve others, you may forget yourself and your fears. What does duality mean? Duality means you think of I, myself, is apart from others. More and more you create that narrowness of consciousness that I am separate from others. You will feel greater insecurities. Even if you go narrower, then you will be afraid of your husband or wife or children, brother, sister, because you become narrow. But when you expand, then you expand fearlessness to your friends, outsiders and strangers, and you feel at ease. So it is created in the mind. So the meditation is to expand consciousness and dissolve the duality that I am interconnected with everyone. in all the affirmations I have. The affirmation is, I am created in the image of God. All the living creatures are my family members. I am surrounded by love. And that would expand your consciousness so you feel fearless in strange situation and with strangers. Because everything that happens is the product of our mind. Any question?
Well, I had a comment that for a while I was watching the detective channel, or like the murder channel, and they'll go through these cases. It's fascinating.
Yes.
I got hooked on it, and after a couple of weeks, I started worried about going into my kitchen at night.
Yes.
Do I have a weapon in this room? And
right.
I had to stop watching it.
So it is creation of environment. And environment today, though we are advancing materially, but psychologically and for inner peace, we are going backward. So all the luxuries and all the gadgets have created luxury along with fears and insecurities. Okay. So this is why we are in the society, we cannot change anything, but we can change ourselves. We can learn to meditate. We can learn to have more loving relationship in our own family life, and also simplify the life.